The money conversation is one of the most important conversations you should have during the dating process. But how many actually have it, and how important is it? Welcome to yet another episode of Dating to Marriage with Sarah. I'm so excited to have you back, and in case you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification for more uplifting content. Let's dive right in. What is money? Before even we talk about money, what is your blueprint of money? You know, some of you have always feared to ask about money. When you see a lot of money, you just feel like the devil has come, or it's not possible. It's just about spending. But today we are focusing on money in your relationship. Why are you supposed to ask about money? Most of us just focus on receiving money. You know, he has to send me airtime, he has to take me out, he has to buy me this, buy me that, you know, or you know, but really we don't have that intimate conversation. Like I've emphasized before, during the dating process, we have picked up the bad habit of just discovering our bodies by having sex, which is not really supposed to be the thing that is supposed to be taking place, but instead we should focus on asking the right questions so that we have a peaceful marriage. Now remember, we are dealing with a relationship that is actually heading somewhere, not that one for playing around. So in your relationship, you're supposed to be having the conversation of how much do you earn, yes, or roughly how much do you make, in case the person has a business, or if it's a certain job. I mean, roughly how much. I as you share that information with me, I also share my information with you. It's really good to be transparent, because if I know how much you earn and you know how much I earn, we can pull resources together and actually do something really significant that is going to push us to another level. Also, you are supposed to have that saving plan. How are we going to save? Because like the ladies, you want to get into a marriage and just move in. Now you're moving in, you've not even built that whatever it is that you're moving into. How can you be a part of the building process so that you feel like this is ours? You know, when you have done stuff together, it's very hard for you to let go. You will have the energy to fight, not necessarily physically fighting, but when things are going south instead of going north in your relationship, you have the urge to work things out because you feel like you're really invested. It's a sign of commitment. And you know, when you're deeply committed, something that you're deeply rooted in is something that you can't really easily pluck out. Now, one of the things that is going to give you deep roots in your relationship is when you decide to save together. You can go into a bank and, you know, ask the requirements for opening up a joint account. Now, you may not be able to save everything that you have, but you can agree that, you know what, 5% of our income, I will bring 5% and you bring 5%, and we save it together, or a certain amount that is an equal share. That way you are sort of having some money thing that is binding you together, like you're accountable to each other when it comes to a certain part of your finances. I know that it's really scary for you to, you know, disclose how much this is what I earn. This is, you know, because everyone has like you know, some people may have very, very funny ambitions, or they may lie to you at that point. But the most important thing is take baby steps. If you have the joint account and you're saving a small amount, that's okay. You can go ahead and say, okay, can we start a business together, you know, or have the discussion of income streams. What do you do? What brings money to the table? Because at the end of the day, when we get married and I wake up and I'm like, okay, there's no food, what do we do? And you're just there sleeping. Really, it's not something that every person wants to experience in a home. So the transparency of income streams is really, really important. That shows that this person's mind is actually working. It's progressing. There's something that they are looking forward to. There's something that they are working on, as opposed to a person who is only thinking of, okay, right now I'm only thinking about the job and it's just the job. So when the job is done, or maybe when there's a salary cut, what happens next? Will we be able to afford this kind of lifestyle? So the two of you should be thinking ahead. Okay, I know that your schedule is busy, But how can we work around this thing of income streams? Because you can't just have one source of income. So if there isn't actually an income stream available or that is existing, you can come up with the idea of starting a business together. You may not necessarily do something extremely big. It has to be, you can start small. You know, as you start small, you are noticing this person's character, their attitude towards money, their attitude towards work, how accountable they are. Because it's very easy for me to ask you, how much money do you make, and you actually lie to me. You know, how much do you spend, and you actually lie to me. Yes, but now if we are doing something together, I will know that, okay, you it's very hard for you to account for little bits of money. It's very hard for you to be held accountable. Every time I ask you about something, you get so defensive. So you're learning these things about the person because you're doing something together. Don't really focus on the profits, but focus on the character. And lastly, you have to watch out for spending habits. You know, as much as dating is supposed to be fun and you're supposed to be going out, but you can't be going out every day or spending loads and loads of money every day. So what happens when you actually get into the marriage? You know, or you can't be the one asking. If you're dealing with a partner who is always asking you, are you ready to supply for the rest of your lives as you're living together? Because at the end of the day, when one person keeps giving, you're draining that person who is also going to give that person. You're the one who wants to be appreciated. You're the one who wants to be celebrated. You want to be taken out. You don't. Some of these things are not realistic. So in your dating process, watch the spending habits of this person. People sometimes pretend, they really pretend to have a lot of money. They pretend to have it all. They pretend to be so stylish, and yet in actual sense, that is not their daily routine. So bring an atmosphere where it's very, the person feels comfortable when you don't have to order in takeaway every day, or it doesn't have to be every time I meet you, I have to spend over 500,000. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. Create an ambience in your relationship where someone can be authentic, they can be clear, they can be they can actually show who their real self is in terms of finances. Well, I know that when it comes to finances, so many tables get to shake, but let's just pause it there. Thank you for watching this video. In case you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with so many people. See you in the next video. Bye.